of intervention gave me the opportunity to think about something different. Because the whole time I've been in prison, I never thought about anything except being in prison. I was focused on being the #1 criminal in the prison system. That was my focus, so that's what I was going after. Nothing else existed. That space, when God intervened, gave me that time to get a new focus. So I said, well, what do I want? Nobody likes to be confined. Nobody should be confined. I said, first, I want to be free. But I realized just being free wasn't enough, so I had to get a plan. So I decided I want to go to college because college people tend to be successful. I want to be successful. So I said I want to go to college, and I picked Harvard University. It was the biggest thing I could think of. So when I came out my cell the next day, I had a new focus. Becoming free, getting out of prison, and going to college at Harvard University. That was the crux of me changing, not my life, but my focus. I didn't switch into another body. I just switched my focus that day. Because I didn't change people.
I didn't believe it. You know, I was like, okay, so we're gonna write letters, yeah. This is just a ruse. This is just something to mark time. He's got a big plan in place because that's how Andre usually works. Set you up and then bang, here he comes out the left. It became more of what he wanted to do. Well, Ma, can you do this for me? And it was a positive thing. It was to write a letter, to try to eradicate some of the bad stuff that he did and try to get on the good foot. He was consistently asking me to do positive things. And what I had to understand is that when you've been a terrible, terrible prisoner, as Andre was, and then you start doing things in a good way, they're all looking for the hook. They're all waiting for you to drop the bomb, to start doing the crazy things that your reputation has preceded you. And they waited a long time for Andre to start regressing and going back to being the old Andre they knew. He never did. It doesn't happen over a period of months. Because when you're in jail doing big time, a year means nothing. I started to believe that this is something he really is going to do. He's gonna follow through. And it started registering with them and with me, that he was consistent and he wasn't gonna be deterred. And even though they tried to throw him little lefts and rights, and they do try to trick you up, he slipped but he didn't fall. And he stayed the course. I found all the good things that he did to affect his release. And it wasn't over a period of months, it was over a period of years. He really was affecting a change, and something had really occurred. And it was sticking with him. Yeah, I said, well, he really means to do this.
It wasn't just as easy as I said it and it was. I had that conversation with God and I got a new focus. I developed a new way of looking at things, a new way of processing, a new way of responding. And everything didn't have to be violence. I spent a lot of time in counseling, a lot of time in therapy, and a lot of time up talking to myself just to get my attitude right. I had a really, really bad attitude. And it was a 7-year process. And I just stayed on my course. I got my GED. I won 2 cases in court, got my sentence knocked down. I even made parole. When I came home, it was Andre Norman, GED, sad story. And that's all it was. And come to find out, there was 600,000 guys got out the year before me with a GED and a sad story. So I was just like one of, I don't know how many millions of people who were just released from prison. But when I came home, I still had a focus to go to college at Harvard. So I signed up at the local community college. I took some classes. I stayed there for like a year, and I switched over to a private college. Then I switched over to a state college, and eventually I got accepted at Boston College. A friend of mine helped me pull some strings and make a call for me. I got an interview, and I was accepted into Boston College. I wasn't at Harvard yet, but I was on the way.
They say time heals all wounds, and well, you done your time in dark rooms where brothers cry out and others die out under full moons that they ain't seen in years, cause ain't no clear windows here, and it ain't no real kinfolk here. It's only wounds. Only fiends and peers with the meanest fears. And in real life, you feel like your dreams is near, but reality is you just want to show that you're clean and clear and that your freedom's here. Now your screams and tears must be transferred into a means to hear the truth. And the truth is, you ain't going back. You'd much rather decide to stand and get your life on track. Ain't got no time for no gray areas. All you need is right or black, either right or wrong. You need to live and make sure that your life is long. Instead of you serving life alone with a wife at home, you'd much rather master your mind and make sure your might is strong. See, you're just another guy who's been given another try, transformed into a butterfly. So when I see you flutter by, your wings be like something I ain't never seen before. So unique, and when they get weak, God allows you to soar. And it's funny, because before, you was only a worm crawling on your belly, trapped on the floor, with your mother in the back like, Lord, save my baby, because I know that he's made us so much more. But you only saw God as a no-touch Lord, which is why the streets just seem to have so much lore. You was caught like meat in the cold cut or trapped like in Iraq in this endless war. But this morning, you woke up smiling. This morning, you woke up cheesing, happy to be alive another day to die for what you believe in. This morning, you woke up smiling, not mourning or grieving about this evening, because every moment that you got for breathing seems like more than a good enough reason for you to smile. See, you are the example of a grown man transformed into an infant child. See, you're different now. You've been set free. You know, you get no credit. You're still debt-free. You've been given a designation to start a celebration, so if you can't find nothing to celebrate for, then please let me. Because this morning, the first morning in a long time that you woke up smiling, they say time heals all wounds. And well, brother, you done your time, so now your wounds are healed. And they transform themselves into wisdom.
When I came home, there was a lot of young gang members in the street, a lot of older cats who did time with me who was in the street. A lot of them are just confused, looking for a way, but they don't know which way to go. I was good at helping people. Since I had a clear focus, I was able to help them get a clear focus or understanding. I'm good at manipulating people. Instead of manipulating people for bad, I try to do it for positive. So I spent the last 6 years of my life helping juveniles, young cats, helping old heads who came out of prison. And I even started helping suburban kids who've never been to prison, who aren't going to prison. They too needed help, so I got to a place where whoever it was, if they needed help, I'd help them.
I'm not sorry it happened. It could have been something different, but a lot of his peers, like I said, they're gone. Kids who didn't go to jail, kids who didn't do other things, they're not here anymore, caught up in the violence of the streets.
It was fun, it was exciting. Every day was a new challenge.
So he does have life, he's breathing, but he's still standing up and he's moving on, and that's good. So I kind of figure like all things happen for a reason.
I was teaching a class at Tufts University on the U.S. prison system, of course. And at the end of the class, I told my students, if you ever need me for anything, just call. If I could help somebody, I would. And that's been the way I've kept it since I've been home.